Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. A few days ago we looked at a resin bust kit from Blackheart Models, and it was the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Well, today we are going to look at yet another one, and again it is sculpted by Shane Folks, and you can see that it is the Styracosaurus. You get this very cool little addition, this nice little card that just states what it is with it, and I am extremely excited once again to take a look at anything from Shane Folks. So let's go ahead and bring the Styracosaurus bust in right now. So just like last time, we have a base, and the base is, I think, exactly the same. I believe they all have this same exact style of base that just kind of has like that earthy type of a texture with those vines kind of wrapping all around it. And then we have the lower jaw of the Styracosaurus. We can put that right there. And then the Styracosaurus bust itself. Wow, does that look really, really nice. Really beautiful. I love that you can also attach these to the bases with these little pegs that are included, which does position that really beautifully on there. And now you can pretty much turn it around and have it face whatever way you would like. Really nice looking, but let's go ahead and get a quick closer look at this before we put it together. So looking at the Styracosaurus itself, you can see that the detail as far as the skin texture all over the place looks really, really beautiful. As always, when it comes to something that is delivered by Shane Folks, when it comes to the sculpt and detail, really nice looking. You're again going to get this kind of extra resin that is all over it. It's just something that happens with resin models. You just have to clean that off, and then it will look really, really beautiful afterwards. You can see that the detail and sculpt as far as the skin texture up here on the frill is also really incredible looking. This Styracosaurus is sculpted to the max, pretty much just like everything else you find from Shane Folks. Even behind the frill looks really, really nice. The horns also look beautiful everywhere. The detail around the eye is really incredible, as is the beak area. This is going to look so incredibly nice once it actually gets some paint on it and is put together. Here is the lower jaw. You can see the tongue really nicely sculpted out in there. I'm really excited to actually get this put together just like the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And again, the base. You can see it's got that same style base that the last one had. The camera is probably having a hard time focusing on this a little bit because it's such a bright white, but just like the Rex, let's go ahead, get this put together, and then we will take a look at it after it's painted and finished. So after touching it up a little bit and painting the base, it is finished, and here is, there we go, it focused, my Styracosaurus. So I actually think that it turned out pretty nice, and with this paint application, hopefully you can get a good idea of just how incredibly beautiful the sculpts are, and the overall appearance of this once it's painted up. They truly are absolutely amazing looking. Again, I've stated repeatedly that being a Shane Folks sculpt, you know it's going to be awesome, and that is exactly the case when it comes to these. And I cannot stress enough to you guys just how much fun resin kits are to paint and build. I really do want to stress that, because I think a lot of the viewers of my channel would probably have a blast with these sort of things, but they're just not kind of taking the leap and jumping out and trying it, as I know a lot of you are doing repaints currently. But I really want to encourage you getting a hold of some of these Micromania dinosaur busts and giving them a shot at painting them and building them and stuff, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about when I tell you just how much fun they are, and then you'll probably become addicted to them just like I am. And then here is my base. I definitely did a different style base on this one compared to the Tyrannosaurus Rex that I had done previously. I just kind of made this look very stone-ish, sort of like the entire thing is just kind of stone looking. And I think it turned out pretty fun, definitely interesting looking. I do like the difference between this one and the other one, as I'm going to try to always have the bases look different when it comes to these. So I think I achieved that pretty well with this one. And again, I tried to sort of emulate the Black Heart model logo, somewhat different than the last time, as last time I completely copied the paint scheme that they have on the logo on their website. Well, this time I kind of altered it a little bit, tried to make it look a little more like it belongs on this base, and I think that also turned out pretty good. Now, just like the Tyrannosaurus Rex, there's a little peg here. You line the peg up with the hole, slide it in there, and then our Styracosaurus is ready to go. And you can see it sits very nicely there on the base. It looks beautiful overall. I think the base is an awesome touch to this set. Really helps to give you a lot as far as creativity that you can do with it, because it looks kind of like stone, but it also looks kind of like earthy type soil, and it's got like vines and stuff, or you could consider them roots, and there's just a good bit going on with it. So I think that it really helps to give you just a good bit of stuff that you can do with this as far as the overall presentation to it, and it really does complement the model, I think, quite beautifully. So the entire presentation of this is honestly beautiful in my opinion. Now, as far as the size goes, once it's put together for the Styracosaurus is about 4¼ inches, or around 11 centimeters in length, and for a height, the highest point is going to be that horn up there, about 5½ inches, or 14 centimeters. Whoa, I almost knocked him over. 14 centimeters, so it's definitely a really nice size bust in my opinion, because it's not going to take up a ton of room, but it is insanely highly detailed. So I think that with the smaller size and the sheer amount of detail that is included, it's really quite the eye-catching piece. And I think that Blackheart's models and the Micromania busts are just fantastic overall. For a size comparison, there is the Papo T-Rex, and you can see next to the Papo T-Rex that it does definitely have a decent bit of size to it, but it's not overly large or anything. It's definitely a smaller bust as far as resin busts go and everything, but next to the Papo Rex, hopefully you'll be able to get a pretty good idea of the size of this. Honestly, I think it's perfect for a resin model, and it's perfect for painting, especially if you're a beginner. These are pretty much the way to go. And then you can progress to much larger, more complicated kits in the future, but I definitely recommend getting a hold of these Micromania busts to practice building and painting resin kits, as they are perfect for that exact reason. So without question, I am blown away by how beautiful these Micromania busts are. This is the second of the two that I got, and both are honestly fantastic. I know they also have a Carnotaurus, which is my favorite dinosaur of all time, and a Parasaurolophus, so I'm definitely hoping to get a hold of those at some point in the very near future to build and paint and review for you guys as well, because these are so nice. And you can see that without question, once it's painted up and put together and everything, it is one incredibly beautiful final product. And considering it is a resin kit The way it looks is really up to you. You can build your own dream Styracosaurus bust if that's what you would like. Any type of paint scheme that you are influenced by, you can put on your Styracosaurus bust and build it to exactly the way you would like and paint it to exactly the way you would like. I think I'm probably going to put maybe a little vegetation or something in the mouth of this one just to give it a little extra as far as my own version of creativity, but just to also help it look even a little bit better than it already does, which is going to be pretty tough, but I think that vegetation in the mouth might look pretty cool. But again, as I was saying, if you are interested in getting into resin models, I think these Micromania busts are the perfect way to go if you are starting out. And even if you're a veteran when it comes to building these, they're honestly beautiful and they're so perfectly sized that they're just an absolute joy to work on. But if you are just starting out, like I said, with resin models, these are a great choice because they're very easy to put together. There's not really too many parts. As at this point, I think the only real pieces that you have to put together is just connect the mouth to the head, and that's about it. So that's pretty awesome when it comes to putting a resin model together. And once you've put together a few of these, you'll be able to get a pretty good idea of just how it works with larger, more full-bodied resin models, and then you can move on and progress to those as well. But for a lot of the viewers of my channel, the ones that haven't tried resin models yet, I want to just stress how much fun they are, and you should definitely go ahead, order a few of these Micromania busts, and give them a shot, and you'll be agreeing with me in no time that these are an absolute blast to build, paint, and create in your own vision. So if you do want to buy this beautiful Styracosaurus Micromania bust, I will throw a link in the description to where you can go ahead and do just that on the Black Hearts Models web store on their website. So follow the link in the description, go buy some of these Micromania busts. Trust me, you will not be disappointed in any way. But before you do that, don't forget to please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.